What's up, guys? Keyshawn Chia here, back at you with another new alternate universe. What if? And this is from from my Discord. It was pretty much my fans was pretty much talking up with each other, saying, what is this? What is that? Oh, it'll be very good if you do this and that. So I was like looking at one of them, and I said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do one more. Let's do one more alternate universe, new alternate universe. What if? And this is gonna be the last one. This is gonna be what if Deku was Dio Brando. Now, there's two different Dio. There's the Dio Brando from, Judge Bizarre Adventures, and then Dio Brando from, Dio, you could say Diego from the other one. Now, we're just gonna do Dio Brando. Now, how that could be, as a vampire, how this happened, how this stuff happened. How will he become Dio? Well, first, everything happens as usual. Everything becomes the same. Deku be born. Now, this is where you could say Inko was happy that her child was born. Now, Deku looks different. He has yellow hair and stuff. Now, Deku in the world is kind of say as smart as Dio Brando. You could say intelligent. And this is the old era. We're gonna say this is a little bit of the old era before the My Hero Academia quirks and all that. And Deku's born. Now, as Deku's being born, he's pretty much you could say, is only him and his mom. Now, Deku is pretty much, happy that he's with his, happy with his mom and stuff, and you could say have mom, with his mom and stuff, enjoying stuff. Now, of course, it's like the old century, and Japan and stuff was kind of dealing with a lot of stuff and all that. Deku is, you could say, intelligent, and their family was kind of, him and his mom was kind of in the board, poor place, you could say. And Inka was sick. She was really sick and stuff. You could say that. Now, Deku had to, grow up a little bit more. Now, he was still a kid, as 15, but he had to, mature, as he been trying to get jobs, hustling people, doing all that stuff. And he was, turning like Dio. That's all that stuff. Now, as he, trying to get the money to help his mother, this is where he goes to the doctor and his mom is there too. This is where the doctor says, he can't help him. He needs a little bit more money. Being cheap as a doctor who's being cheap and not helping Deku's mama. Now Deku's about to get pissed and about to, go crazy on him. About to get mad until Inko says it's okay. We'll just find some other doctor or something. Now, this is where Inko dies. Now, Deku, he's upset, pissed, sad. And he swore to get back and those people who look down at him and his mom and not help him. Help him with his mom. So at first he's going to pretty much get back at the doctors. But this is where a rich guy comes in. And he's pretty much, offered Deku in. And Deku pretty much says, alright. Now, as he's going, this is where the guy has a daughter. Now, the daughter pretty much sees Deku, jumps out the wagon, quite edgy like Dio, how he does it. And there's a dog, and they have a cat. And Deku looks at the girl and doesn't even care about her. He doesn't talk to her or anything. He's like superior, you could say. And he's good at everything. Boxing, fighting, like karate, and all that. And the girl can't. Now, I'm gonna say they grew up a little bit more. And Deku has reached 18. You could say 18. But you could say, yeah, he reached 18. Now, Deku is pretty much just studying on a mask. Now, I know what you're saying. This is kind of sounding like JoJo Bizarre. This is sounding like a JoJo reference. Now, hear me out, okay? This is not going to be 100% the same part as JoJo Bizarre, but, it's going to be a little bit like it. Now, they were studying on a mask, and they see you could say a mask. Now, at first Deku puts on the mask and starts joking around. Start joking around with the girl, and she starts to laugh with him. Now, this is where Deku forgot he had a cut on his hand. I mean, pretty much accidentally cut his hand, and trying to hold the mask. Well, some of the blood flicks on the mask, and pretty much tightens up on Deku. Tightens up on Deku's face. Now, at first, the girl thinks Deku's dead, so she pretty much, freaks out, thinking like, oh no, father's gonna be pissed. So what does she do? She pretty much, well, you could say, grabs Deku's body, hired a couple of guys, and put it in like a casket and throws it in water, so no one can find where's Deku. Now Deku, master project breaking, he's going crazy and stuff, and trying to figure out where he's at, and he's underwater, you could say. Now we're gonna say a couple years pass and stuff, and Deku finally gets out the water, and he's pretty much kills the guys who's on the ship. On the ship, he kills each last one. Well, and he's blooded. And he's pretty much mad and calling out her name. And I know what you're saying. And the girl name pretty much has a boy name because the father wanted a boy, so he's pretty much yelling out, Ethan! But he looks around and he sees everything's different. He sees things that's not supposed to be there. He's like saying, have I not aged and everything changed around me? Now, as he's looking around, as all the crew members are dead, he's pretty much looking at books and stuff. Looking at books and reading and stuff. And he's saying, I see. Now he's pretty much you could say since he killed the guys and took their blood and stuff, he pretty much learned how to drive a boat and stuff. And all that. Now I know what you're saying. But he's going to die by sunlight? No. We're going to give him a little bit of a buff. Like 2 buffs. 1, he can turn people into vampires, and 2, he'd be immune to sun. But there's going to be a nerf. When he uses stand or uses powers, it'll be a little bit weak. I tell you, be weak. Like, only 2% weak. Now, as Deku's, going to land, the crew members are getting up, and, they're vampires and stuff, and they're pretty much trying to figure out what the hell just happened. And they realize, like, that Deku's sitting there. And he pretty much only has a pants and his face is not showing. Now, he's pretty much telling them that he pretty much turned them into a vampires. Trying to hope that they buy it and they will serve him, which they pretty much, fall for it and serve him. Now, all the shipmate, including the female on the ship, is pretty much, serving Deku everything he needs and stuff. As they're getting back to land. Now, as Deku hops off land, he pretty much tells them he might be back soon, which they say anything you need. Now, at first Deku lands to, we're gonna say America, then he started going to the other lands and stuff, like Dio Brando, because he wants to see what's the world. And he's thinking about what place he wants to stay. As he's going around, he's kind of, making babies, and you could say banging women and stuff, all that stuff. And this is where he meets a lady. And we're gonna say it's a woman. And this woman, she pretty much found like a stand arrow. And it's hard to find because there's no more stand arrows. You could say there's no more stand arrows and it's just crooks around the world. Now, she found the last of the stand arrow. Now, when she tried to use the stand arrow on people, like they died and stuff. And she only has one left. Now this is where she finds one last person is Deku. Now she calls in Deku and stuff and pretty much have him captured. Now Deku pretty much says, you better have a good reason for capturing me or I'm gonna kill you, which his black nails, and his nails is pretty much going sharp and stuff. He says, I hope you ready to die if you don't have anything good to show me, which this is where she shoots the arrow. Now he gets hit by the arrow, and this is where you could say, form his stand. Now, as he's getting breaking the seat, he feels her sees his stand. And the doctor's saying, "It's just success. Amazing. You have a stand," which, he's saying, "What is this?" And she's basically explaining to him what it is and stuff. And how is it, like, what he can do and stuff. Now, Deku's thinking, saying, okay. Now, as Deku, begins to test out his stand and stuff, he realizes he can stop time and stuff. And she basically gives him the whole speech of his limitations is not just there. He can keep evolutionizing his stand and stuff, and he can keep making the time stop, like, continue going if he believes in it. Which Deku says, okay, I see. Now, Deku pretty much gets a new outfit, and this is the whole outfit right here. And he pretty much gets dressed and heads out and says, alright. Now, Deku have been given a lot of subjects, a lot of loyal subjects, turning people into vampires and stuff, and all that stuff. And they worship him because they think he's some type of god or something. Now, as Deku figure out what place he should really stay at, and he's also thinking about his mom and how he couldn't, save his mom and stuff, and also live and stuff. He finds out that in Japan that they have it's a whole nice place and stuff. Well, his hometown, Japan and stuff. And he says, maybe I might stay at my hometown. Now, he goes back and he sees Japan is different. People have quirks and pro heroes and stuff. And he says, this might be actually fun. Now, Deku finds a house. And it's like a rich-ass mansion because he has treasure and shit when he was buried in the casket, because we're going to say she felt really bad of killing Deku, so she pretty much buried him with gold and stuff, just in case someone can bury him properly, and she left a note. So Deku's pretty much rich. Now he bought himself a mansion, and he pretty much goes in the bed and starts to lay down. Now we're gonna say a couple vampire hunters comes in and realize that people's turning into vampires, and Deku gets informed by some of his worshippers that, you could say a text saying that some vampires hunters is going around the country trying to look for you. Now Deku says, "All right." And this is where one of them appears and says, "Are you Deku or Izuku Midoriya?" Which Deku says, "So you came." Now this is where he shoots an arrow at him, or trying to shoot him an arrow, and he appears behind him. Which the guy says, "What? He disappeared." Which Deku turns around and says, "It's over now." And pretty much stabs him in his neck, grabbing his neck and pretty much draining his blood and killing him. Now, Deku goes back to the seat and pretty much have you could say, not a star, because, he has a star symbol. He has a star symbol. Nah, he doesn't have a star symbol. He basically has a cross on his neck, because he was born with a cross on his neck, and it's connected to other people, which I should tell you. Now, he's pretty much feeling his neck, feeling the cross birthmark on his neck, with the wires on the cross, the rose on the cross. It's like a birthmark with a cross on it, but with rose, with you could say, think of the rose vines, around it, and then a rose by the side. Now, pretty much, you could say, Keishon Chia, the Galaxy God and Kill, feels the birthmark on their neck too, and they're saying, "Did someone who has our birthmark?" Now, of course, Deku is just sitting in his chair and taking it. Now, this is the start of the anime, you could say, and Deku is going into a middle school, pretending his age, that he's a young person, which he's not, and he's also, good friends with Bakugo. You could say friends with Bakugo. Well, not friends, because like I said, he has to find a friend who's not tipped by less than anything. And he finds, you could say, a Christian. A friend who's, you could say, wants to become a Christian, or a friend. Now, he's pretty much friends with Bakugo and this other friend who's a Christian, who doesn't sin, lust, or anything. And he's pretty much talking to him. Now he's really friends with the Christian friend, but not him. But not Bakugo. He is kind of surly. And Bakugo is talking to him. Now, this is where the teacher walks in and pretty much says that anyone, he says, "I'm only kidding, everybody wants to become, heroes." Now, everybody's excited and stuff, and Deku, he pretty much doesn't care. He pretty much doesn't care because he's not trying to become a hero. He's trying to, you could say, achieve the world over heaven. Or, not the world over heaven. I take that back. I lied. It's well, you could say, Requiem heaven. Well, the Requiem, or the galaxy state. Or the galaxy universe state. Or over a galaxy, you could say. Now, Deku pretty much write a whole book about it, and he pretty much getting ready. He's pretty much like knows that he has to do this stuff, but he's pretty much saying, but I have to be by like the Christian side now. They're pretty much saying they pretty much only hear is 3 people, which one is Bakugo, Deku, and pretty much Jonathan. Now Jonathan is pretty much loyal to Deku because Deku already told him the truth and stuff, but he's trying to help him get to it too. Now, as Deku and Jonathan is walking together in Bakugo too, because like I said, Bakugo joining in, they're talking and stuff, and this is where the Sludge Moon is about to attack. Until Deku says Zawado and freeze time. Now Deku is pretty much multiple punches at the Sludge Moon into pieces, and he walks back saying time resumes, and the Sludge Moon pretty much is splattered everywhere, which they're confused with what the hell just happened. Now All Might comes in and says, "I am here," and pretty much says, "What happened?" And Deku pretty much saying, Well, Deku is pretty much smirking and saying, "I don't know, but looked like the Sludge Moon got splattered to pieces." Now the Sludge Moon is pretty much splattered to pieces, but All Might collect the pieces and give everybody autograph. But Deku doesn't want an autograph from him. He doesn't even look up to All Might. It says, yeah. Now as they're walking home, everybody goes to their own houses, and Bakugo is saying, "We're having a party at your house, Deku?" Which Deku says, "Yeah, sure." Because, Deku says that his mom is out of town and she does some secret research facility, which that's not true. His mom is really gone, but he just lies. Now he's heading in his house and is sitting down, pretty much sitting on his seat, at this thing. Now, you could say his subjects in the house is all coming to Deku. He called his experiments of mixing DNA and stuff, like making hybrids, like a half cat woman, kind of like Catwoman, but half cat, half woman. And no, not a head, and not the head of a woman and a cat and a body cat, kind of like as a woman body, but genetics is kind of messing around, and she's a cat. Now, Deku's pretty much sitting in that seat and saying, I might as well get prepared then. Now, this is pretty much part 1 of What If Deku was Dio Brando. I hope you like. And this is not my idea, but these are an idea of my friend, of my fans. And you could say fans and friends of the Discord. So, shout out to them. And also S6, because, he's going to put the Discord link so y'all can join and put your ideas there. And also, thank y'all for all, listening to me talking about this. I'm pretty tired now, so this is the last video. Thanks for watching, and peace out.
It looks like you lost another one.